You are on the air with Jace and Lauren. Today, tops of 24 we are going for. It is 18 at the moment, and some shocking news came through yesterday.
Yes, some very sad news out of the AFL with the passing of Troy Selwood. He was a great football player. More importantly, he was a twin brother to Adam, brother to Scott, and brother to Joel Selwood, and the son of Marie and Bryce Selwood. The Selwoods are a magnificent family. They're lovely, kind, beautiful people, and our hearts are very much with them this morning. Our hearts are with the Geelong community and Bendigo, where he grew up, and everyone affected by this, including his great mate, Jonathan Brown, who joins us this morning. Morning, Browny.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. It'd be better circumstance, but yeah, very sad day, of course.
It's a sad day for the AFL, and it's a sad day for his family and friends. You guys were great mates.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had many great times. Remember, I was talking to Kylie last night. It's obviously you get reflective, don't you, when close ones pass away. And he came to our wedding, and unfortunately, in the footy world, when we all separate and we don't play with each other, we don't get to spend as much time as we like together. But he's just such a wonderful human. He had a beautiful soul about him, and including at the wedding. I think he might have nearly got kicked out of our wedding along with Dan Merritt, who was his great mate, because the boys are getting a bit carried away on the dance floor. They thought they'd put a trail of Crown Lagers on the dance floor to make a slip and slide, which the venue operator wasn't too keen on. But,
boys will be boys.
You can't kick some of my best mates out of my own wedding, but he loved life. He had a great smile, and he was a very empathetic bloke as well. So that's why teammates loved him, and why everyone in the footy club loved him, and everyone involved that he met loved him. So, it's a really tough day. I knew he'd been going through some struggles, unfortunately, but it never quite prepares you for the shock of an announcement like that.
That's right, Brownie. The heart hurts this morning, and our thoughts go out to the entire AFL community as well as the Selwood family. He was a guy who, I get the impression from the outside looking in anyway, he loved to help. He loved to mentor, especially young footballers. He played that role at Geelong. Was he like that at Brisbane?
Absolutely did. He was, he finished his career as the captain of the Geelong VFL team when he was really starting off his post-footy career as an administrator down there. He started learning, cutting his teeth under Stephen Hocking and Neil Baum there, two of the great football administrators. And he was still playing there because they wanted him to mentor the younger Geelong players coming through, and he was able to win a premiership back in 2011 or 2012, I think. So, and you don't just put anyone in those sorts of roles, do you? And obviously he had great empathy. He was such a positive character around younger fellas, and obviously had a real interest in developing younger men as it was, and he did that. And he did a fantastic job helping Stephen Wells and that recruiting department down at Geelong draft the next crop of premiership players that we saw in 2022 for the Mighty Cats, and he was continuing on that good work at Geelong Grammar recently, up until his passing yesterday. So those jobs don't get handed out lightly unless you've shown in the past that you're very good at that.
Hey, Brownie, you guys were good mates. How are you doing? You would have been knocked for six like a lot of people yesterday.
I think it's sort of, you go through those, the reflections of it of going, geez, you wish you might have been able to catch up a bit more often and these sorts of things. I suppose it's times like this, isn't it, when you appreciate the ones closest to you, but you also you can't take for granted the friendships and how people are actually going. So I suppose just to be able to always get on the front foot and stay connected with people and be able to reach out to mates if you know they are struggling and have a chat to them. So
sometimes it's hard. You honestly don't know what people are going through. Sometimes
you don't, do you? And that's a really difficult thing. So, but you sort of look at the good times as well. I remember when he first came to the footy club, and people ask me what his nickname is. The four Selwood boys are famous family. I think you got Scooter. I'm not sure. Joel's probably GOAT, the greatest of all time. I'm not sure what Adam was at West Coast, but Troy's was Bunno, and people ask me how do you get Bunno, and you go, well, the great thing about footy clubs, they'll give you nicknames. Craig McRae one of the funniest characters I play with now, Collingwood coach, said, well, Troy Selwood, he needs a nickname. Selwood. Where do you sell wood? Bunnings. Okay, let's call him. So that's how he got Bunno. So he was Bunno for the rest of his footy career. And I tell you what, he was hard as a piece of 4B2 as well. That's the way he played. And I think Michael Voss spoke about in the Herald Sun this morning about his courage and his ability to put his body on the line over and over again.
Yeah, well, it is times like this where you reflect on great stories about your great friend. JB, we're very sorry for your loss, and we appreciate you joining us this morning.
You take care of yourself.
Thanks for having me on and sharing our memories. Thanks.
And look, I think Browny just touched on it, like that vulnerability and with blokes, tough blokes, footballers, right? That there is nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Please reach out to your mates.
100%, mate. Like when that broke yesterday, it was just... Like I said, you don't know what your mates are going through.
Yeah. I've got a lot of friends deeply affected by the passing of Troy Selwood, and my thoughts, and I know that the whole team, that we're thinking of you this morning. Joel Selwood's a friend of the show, his brother Adam and Scott, and his beautiful parents, Marie and Bryce, who are just wonderful people. They are a magnificent family, the Bendigo community, the Geelong community. We are thinking of you, and you're very much in our hearts and our thoughts this morning.
Also remember, Lifeline's an amazing service, and it's always there, 13 11 14.